Hey gamers, I decided to go back to painting minis, which I haven't done in quite a while, in a few months, and I decided to just finish some mostly finished shit that was already on my table. That's what I'm going to show today. Uh, and yeah, I will start off with this Walmart elephant that I bought, or I think someone bought it for me. No, I think I bought this one, which has weird coloring. His underside is orange, and his top side is green. I don't know if that shows well, but it's like a bluish green, kind of grayish, but mostly bluish green. And his tusks weren't even painted different than his skin. So I painted those tusks, and I painted his toes, and that was all I did with him. There's actually a lot of big animals in here. Sorry, occasionally I'll have to remove the big project that I've started in order to remove minis from the shoebox. Now these someone did buy for me. Someone bought me a big animal box from Walmart for like 12 bucks. And it is filled with all these cool animals. And in better D&D scale than I'd had some of these animals before for D&D. Here, let me just slide that back into place. Now we will be able to look at the hippos and the, all that, and the one little elephant. So let me get the. So first I want to show you the hippos. I have some hippos. I have one that has a bell around its neck, and then I'm going to turn into a giant domesticated war rhino with like a fortress on him. But these are just, keep in mind I barely painted these. I added eyes to give these guys a little bit more of a soul. You kind of can't tell on the smaller one, but I did color his eyes. And then I painted their toes, and then that was really it. There is actually some creativity in this, but God, is it really not focusing? Okay, there we go. So you see the hippos, and here are the rhinos. The rhinos are really cool because they're actually really detailed, and they're pretty good size for 28 millimeter, and they're just like cheap toys that I just painted the tusks different colors, and now they work. I assume that the smaller rhinos that are about the same scale, I don't know if they're supposed to be like young rhinos or if they're like female rhinos. I don't really know anything about rhinos. They're cool though. They're awesome. If you can see the two female ones, I assume they're female. I don't know. Maybe they're just young rhinos. Yeah. And then here's one little tiny rhino that they gave me. This is definitely a young rhino because he's tiny. Same as before. A lot of these I just touched up the horns, feet, maybe, and here's a little elephant. It's a younger elephant, it's a smaller elephant. Touched up his little tiny tusks. And, yeah. Now, I have some older animal figures, including some of the same animals, but some of them are quite different. I'll get to the dinos next, but first we'll just look at the big gray megafauna of the modern age. Oh wait, let me just fucking. Sorry, I'm retarded. Had these ones for a while. I think I got the elephant from my dead neighbor. Rest in peace to her. The rhino I think I had, or I got from like a toy or something. And then the hippo. Sorry, I'm doing this through OBS, and it's not the most helpful screen in figuring out if I'm in focus or not. Okay, that looks like it's in focus. Yeah, just big giant gray beasts. Gonna have whole families of those. Oh, I forgot one of the other beasts. Okay. Sorry. before we get to the dinos, I just want to get all the random animals out of the way. Toy ram that I think I've had since I was relatively young. Toy seal, same. Just give him a little base. I love seals. They're cute. Very cute, and rams are cute too. I actually went to a petting zoo when I was a little baby, and the goat not rammed into me with his horns and knocked me over, and I just laughed. And I thought it was funny. I was too young to remember it, but my parents tell me about that. I believe it. Here's actually some dogs from a War Games Atlantic Irish kit. These are, I guess, Irish wolfhounds or something like that, but I painted one up as black. The other one is blonde, I guess you could say. I guess dogs can be blonde. So those are cool. Now for the dinosaurs. And, I like all different kinds of depictions of dinosaurs. Obviously, in real life, dinosaurs, most of them probably had feathers, or something like feathers, or some kind of quillage or something like that. But, there were a bajillion different kinds of dinosaur. Wouldn't surprise me if there were some naked kinds. I mean, aren't there naked birds now, or birds that are mostly naked? So, yeah. But you can see these. Well, here, I'll show you these two first, because they're just like little toys. I got this toy raptor also from my dead neighbor, rest in peace. And then this one I've had since I was a kid, I think. It's a little brontosaurus type sauropod. Very simple paint job for these guys. And then here's that toy raptor. He's kind of cute. I decided to make the raptors have like kind of corvid-like colors, where first I painted them dark blue, then I went over it with like a metallic blue, and then I hit that with black contrast paint. Or not contrast paint, army paint or speed paint. And it kind of gives them kind of a crow look. I like these guys. These are actually miniatures of feathered feathered raptors, which I love. I love feathered dinosaurs. I love the old depictions where they're giant skeletal lizard demons. I like the real thing and I like the fake thing. How about that? As long as no one's delusional about actual science, I could give less than two shits about whether they prefer their dinosaurs with plumes or not. As long as they're not a dumbass. Here are some more dinosaurs. These actually, I cut off their arms. These are also old dinosaur toys I've had for a long time. There we go. I cut off their arms and gave them arms from a War Games Atlantic kit. The Eisenkern Panzerjäger something fucking, space Nazis from some comic, I guess? I don't know. But I just chopped off the dinosaur hands and gave them those. Now they have robotic arms, and they're colored very simply. They've got the blue guy's got the blue metallic base and the blue metallic arms and the blue metallic eyes. And then, I like this. This is really cool. This kind of reminds me of those old Godzilla toys I always wanted as a kid, where it'd be like, Godzilla, but he's blue now. And it's like, oh, I want blue Godzilla. That's so cool. The heart wants what it wants. Let's see, speaking of blue shit. Dick nugget. Okay, I'm good. Nothing broke, I don't think. If it did, then I can just fix it. It's not a big deal. Let me show you the terrain before we get to the dudes. Well, it's not all dudes. Actually, how many women are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at least 5 women. So it's not sexist, that means I passed the Bechdel test or whatever. I didn't know that you could just prove something isn't sexist by using math. I thought it was more complicated than that, but alright. Here's terrain. So again, the gems you see on the left, these big ass red and blue crystals, also came from my dead neighbor. Her name was Tammy. She was cool. I had a lot of fun trading minis with her and trading paints, and it was a lot of fun. Sad to see her go, but yeah, and I painted the gems bases golden. This is an old WizKids unpainted cabinet thing from some terrain thing, and had a lot of fun adding washes and just random paints and black splotches of black. Kind of give it like a worn look. You can kind of see on the front, on the top of the shelf where that is. You can see what looks kind of like a burn mark. It even, I shouldn't have that on my face, but it even kind of looks like there's like an indent in the fucking wood, even though there isn't. Like something got burnt onto it, like it's an old used fucking cabinet or whatever. And then this is literally a Lego piece that I just glued to some thick wood cardstock, and yeah. And this is also from some kind of terrain thing. I don't know if it was Archon Studios or Terrains. I don't know what the fuck it was. Some people I used to know bought it for me for my birthday, so that was nice of them. Now, for the Groblins, the beasts of ill contempt. First, for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, I'm going to grab some things to go with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Just some interesting things. You know, just some weird stuff. We don't need to only... Well, it's, you know, only two of these things are actually weird. Only two of these minis are actually weird. Well, unless you count the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, but it's a pretty simple character. So let me show you the based gamers that I have wrought upon the world. Oh shit. Okay, I'll show you that guy later. So you got this lady. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh! HeroClix. Put her on a base made out of the HeroClix base and just painted it. Initially I'd painted it gray and lighter gray. I decided, nah, I'm going to make it like dark blue and kind of metallic looking. So I just highlighted it a little bit with the metallic blue and made it a dark blue. And I also used speed paints to highlight her robes and a wash to kind of fill out the details of her face. It's kind of hard to tell from here, but she actually had less defined facial details until I did that. This guy here is a kit-bashed worm man. I think he's from Hell. He's from Carcosa, specifically the H.P. Lovecraft version. So he's got golden weapons that I made up, and he's a worm that comes out of a guy's head because he's from Resident Evil 4. And I kit-bashed him from War Games Atlantic. No. It was Warlord Games Orcs from Warlords of Erewhon, and Oathmark Goblins, and the head is just a raptor claw that looks like kind of like a head exploding. Then we've got this old Eureka Minis USA, like an Arabian Knight, like a Knight of Arabia. I painted him up pretty simply. He's alright, you know, he's a gamer. He knows how to fight in the name of Allah, so that's cool, I like him. And then here we have a miniature of La Malinche from Eureka Minis. I just paint up as a generic Mesoamerican lady. And then a Space Aztec. You can see he has a Space K-47 and a Laser Macuahuitl. He's also got these shoulder capes, and he has he's cool. He's the Aztec Space Police. So if you break the law, he's gonna throw you in the dungeon. Don't do it. So let's show you the other creatures of darkness. Where's the fucking... Oh, there it is. Here. grab those and pull them out while I'm digging. There we go. So, these are some fake Skaven by Caesar's Miniatures. They're 20mm rat men that look very Skaven-y. I bought a bajillion of these. Well, I literally just bought one box and came with a lot of them a long time ago when I was a kid, and I've only started painting some of them more recently. Painted them up in all sorts of ways. Still got a ton of them that I haven't painted. These ones are pretty simple, just steel. And then these guys are Reaper Miniatures kobolds, and they're like, I think they're called rat pelt kobolds or something. And I really like them because they look like old school dog rat kobolds, you know. And I think that's a lot cooler than tiny lizard men, personally. Like, I think, yeah, just personally. But I decided to give these guys bronze because their swords and shields made me think of bronze armor, and I figured it would be cool if they're these little dungeon delving kind of classic kobold kind of mind dweller fuckers. And here's just the other guy. I made the color of their cloth different for each of them. Just kind of ended up that way. Yeah, you can see they all got bronze. If they got any metal, they got bronze. Now for the runs to the end. Well, we might as well get the embarrassing furry point out of the way. Don't worry, it's not an embarrassing 3D print I spent a lot of money on. It's old Reaper metal minis that were being sold for very cheap. Oh, and also this HeroClix that I painted up. It's a horror clicks actually, just like HeroClix. So you're gonna find out what this thing I'm using to cover the window is. So you got this lady. She's a werewolf with boobies. I mean, I get it. She's part human, so humans have boobies. So whatever. Then you've got this werewolf from HorrorClix that I painted up to be black instead. And then you've got this metal like cat lady with boobies. I don't know why she has boobies out, but I just decided to paint that part like that because it seemed like it was accurate to the sculpt. Yeah, so if you ever wanted to know if I'm a furry, the question is still up for debate. Let's see. Now, finally, we have the Kit Bash stuff. I mean, there was some Kit Bash stuff back there, too. But this is my Tartessian stuff. Now, this is much less embarrassing, because this is my attempt to make miniature femboys in 28mm, specifically based off of the Lewis Spence interpretation of the Atlantean Amazons as being men who appeared like women to the people because they didn't have long beards or something. Which I believe he stole that idea, or he didn't steal it, but he adapted that idea from old-timey stuff. Now, not all of these characters here are femboys. These two on the right are big, hunky men with beards, but that's because the Tartessians in my D&D game are the result of thousands and thousands and millions of years of different Tartessoses springing up in southern Spain and Portugal, and some of them of varying weirdness. And, you know, the femboy part is of course the coolest part, because I'm not straight, but also you can have fantasy guys that aren't like that. But yeah, so here's like the fucking a zillion Lewis Spence Atlantean femboy Amazon Dionysus with a flail. You've got this guy who's a hero. He's got red orichalcum because he's an Atlantean. He's got the magical Atlantis medal, and he's running around in a skirt. And you got this guy. He's more pasty. He's kind of a pasty man, but he's got a huge ass shield, and he's got a two-handed axe. So I guess the shield is very situational, and that's them. And those are kind of twinkish. But then you find the Azilian Tartessian harem femboys with swords doing a little dance. and then you realize that the person you are watching could not be straight in a million years. So yeah, that's what I did. This is my life, and if you want to have a life, make sure to hang out with your family or your friends. If your family sucks, hang out with other people. And I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.